Okay. If you're watching this now, I went over all the patch notes and I forgot to go over bonus balance. So now I'm going to go over bonus balance and I'm going to cut bonus balance in editing to the front and I'll leave the patch notes secondary. So I recorded this after I recorded the patch notes, but like this is what you're going to see first. So this is bonus balance. This is going live next week. So it has a really cool Sobek skin, a really cool Cernino skin, an alright Susano skin. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. A really cool Kabrakan skin. They're nerfing Kamazots. I don't think this nerf is enough. I think this nerfs his solo lane really well, but his jungle's still strong. I think if they really want to nerf him, they gotta nerf his sustain somehow. Because his solo lane is right now, it's so good. This stops him from like diving carries as hard from solo lane, but this doesn't nerf his solo lane itself that much. Kukulkan gets nerfed again for the fourth patch in the row. They finally nerf his 2, which is what I was saying that was the problem from all along. This 2 was OP. They made it so the cooldown's lower and they decrease the slow immunity. I love it. Fuck Kukulkan. I think this plus all the other nerfs he's gotten, he's probably not going to be considered broken anymore. But I think he's still a fine mage. Persephone made her ult slower. This is a nerf, but I don't think this is a good nerf. This is like a whatever nerf. I think the main problem with Persephone and how to make her balanced is you need to take the cripple off her ult. Her ult cripples and roots right now. I think if it just rooted, it would be fine, but root plus cripple is kind of AIDS. Yamoja, decreased damage, decreased slow duration. Wait, adjusted. Yeah, adjusted. Okay, so her slow at rank 1 is higher. At rank 2 is the same. Then at rank 3, 4, and 5 is lower. Her second form or 1 decreased the magical power scaling. Mending Waters decreased the magical power scaling on the heal and the shield. These changes are good because they're nerfed, because they nerfed the damage. I remember on the patch notes, Ajax said that this was a nerf to Mage Emoja. And I'm trying to figure out who the fuck was playing Mage Emoja. No one does that. Like, no one plays Mage Emoja. Everyone plays her in support. But her damage nerfs are good. This stops you from, like, spamming 5 casts of your 1 to, like, one-shot someone. Mending Waters is definitely her best ability, so nerfing that is good. I still think the best way to nerf Mending Waters is because right now Mending Waters heals you and gives you a shield. I think they need to make the shield a little bit big. They need to make the shield smaller and make the heal bigger. That way, if you build anti-heal, you can do more with the anti-heal. The anti-heal will do more. So that way you have a better counter to Yamoja instead of her being this all-god shielding and healing phenomenon. Anyways, this bonus balance is pretty good. This god is Cancer. Thank God they nerfed him. They finally nerfed Slipstream, which I've been asking for like 2 months now. They nerfed Persephone, but not in the right way. And any Yamoja nerfs are good. Now let's head right into the actual balance of the patch notes. Alright, hey guys, Haithi here. I'm going to go over the Witch of the Woods patch 7.4 update for you guys. I did a first impressions of this patch that should have uploaded either earlier today or maybe yesterday. Maybe I'm doing this a day later. I don't know. But I did a first impressions of this patch. If you want to catch those live, I do live stream a lot at twitch.tv/Haithi. If you want to watch me play or whenever patch notes come out, I watch them live. But right now, I'm just going to go over the patch once, after already seeing what everything is. The first thing is Baba Yaga. I'm going to go over her at the end because she's a new god. So the real first thing is the skins. I know a lot of people hate skins, but I love skins. I think skins are cool as fuck. This Mulan skin, hot as fuck. She's a baddie. This Hebo skin is amazing. He looks cute, and he actually does look yummy, but most people hate Hebo skins where he's not on a surfboard, so sucks for that. Really cool Daji skin. I wish instead of a tail she had scarves, though. Baba Yaga recolor. Cool Hell skin, but she's getting a tier 5, so I doubt how many people will buy this. This Thor skin is... I don't know what the fuck to say about this Thor skin. This Thor skin is something else entirely, man. I don't know. More Baba skin, Baba recolors. And this Artemis skin, minus the fact that her hands are paws, I like. Okay, updated release schedule. Here's just when the skins are coming out. Project Olympus, live now. Clans, I already knew that. Project Olympus. So this just means your clans are down right now to reduce stress on the servers because they can't have servers be as active because of Corona. Project Olympus on launch. If you're toxic, you're gonna get banned more now. Oh god, excuse me. That's about it. Bug fixes. Are any of these bug fixes like balance fixes? No, it wasn't. No, no, no. The issue with self. No, no. Oh, okay. Well, like, yeah, I noticed that. No, so nothing really important. Balancing lives. Okay. All modes, jungle camp timers will now appear on the minimap. So what this means is, from what this means from reading it, because of course PTS isn't live yet, so we haven't actually seen it. I'm assuming this means on the jungle camp, it'll tell you with the circles when shit is spawning. So you know when you do a jungle camp, a circle will appear saying how long until it spawns again. This will just tell you when buffs are going to spawn at level 1 when you first spawn into the game. Is it going to be a timestamp like 20 seconds or is it going to be a circle? I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be a circle. Here's where shit gets lit. The conquest change, the anti-invade change. I know a lot of people are going to be upset about this change or be like, oh, this change isn't needed. And to those people, I say you're a fucking idiot, man. Invading has been so dominant in competitive conquest. I'm talking about, like, pro play. Pro play invading was so AIDS, and it happens every single game. And that's why they're doing this. It's so you don't invade almost every game in pro play anymore, alright? So what they did is now now at the beginning of the game, if you go by the enemy team's speed buff or back camps, they'll have a debuff near it now. This lasts for the first minute of the match. So if the first minute of the match, if you go near speed buff or speed buff side back camps, you'll get a debuff that constantly refreshes, that gives you 30% reduced healing, 30% reduced movement speed, and 30% reduced attack speed. This means invading is going to be a lot harder, if not dead. So you can still invade purple, you can still invade blue, you can still invade red, but invading the initial speed, the first speed, that invade is most likely dead because it's like impossible to go there without getting murdered now. That's the intent of this change anyways. So now invading is going to be a lot harder. So in ranked, you have someone picks a support and runs at your speed buff. Now they're going to have all these debuffs on them. So you know what? It's not going to be anywhere near as bad. Hopefully this kills invades, but like we never know until we try it on PTS. And PTS doesn't come out for a few days. Next is a bunch of Joust changes. If you want to know my thoughts on Joust changes, I don't have any because Joust sucks. Fuck Joust, don't play Joust. Item changes, Hand of the Gods. They just increase Hand of the Gods damage by 20. What this is going to do is right now, when you hog something, it does a burst damage to the main camp and a burst damage to the sides. And the sides still live with around 1 auto attack worth of HP. With this change, all it's going to do is now the side camps will instantly die and you only have to worry about the one big one. So if you hog back camps, the 2 small harpies will die and the big one's going to be the only one left alive. Heartseeker nerf. Heartseeker is getting the Soul Reaver treatment. So now, if you hit someone hit someone multiple times with abilities, the next hit will only do 75% of bonus damage instead of 100%. So you know, a good Heartseeker nerf. This item is kind of OP and kind of getting abused. So I'll take any nerfs I can get. Amazing Mantle nerf. This Mantle nerf is fucking sick. It's so good. The main problem with Mantle and the frustrating effect of Mantle is when you're killing a tank, auto-attacking a tank, or any character with Mantle. Because Mantle is one of those items you can build on anyone. You don't have to be a tank. You could be a carry and you can slap in a last item Mantle and you're fine. So what Mantle's AIDS part is it stuns people. Now, Mantle CC immunity still happens normally at the threshold, but the stun will happen 0.4 seconds after the CC immunity, so now you have some time to react. So this is really good. Insanely good Mantle changes. If you're fast enough to react to Mantle stun, you can actually beads it or back up. Of course, it's only a 0.4 second cast time, and they're INAP servers, so if you're above, 50 ping, you probably can't even react to it if you want to. But still, the fact that you are able to react to it now is life-saving. I love this. God bless Hi-Rez. This is also something I recommended they did on my stream a bunch. So, hey, I don't know if Hi-Rez is watching, but hey, thank you if you are. Ring of Hotke? I don't know how to say it. The lifesteal ring is getting buffed. Decreased cost, that's nice. The passive now gains stacks from any target, something I also said on stream. This is a really good change. I don't think this makes the item any more good, because right now, if you're a mage ADC, you still want Bancrofts as your lifesteal. You don't want this. This helps the item a lot. Trust me, the item went from useless to, you know what, maybe you can buy it. We would have to test it out and try it out, but I still think this item isn't going to be very good, so I don't think you'd buy it. On to god changes. Wait, is there no bonus balance this patch? Where's bonus balance? I guess there's no bonus. I swear there was bonus balance. Okay, well, I can't find the bonus balance. If there is bonus balance, if there is bonus balance and I find it later, I'll like edit it to the front of the video. All right, there you go. But now going on to gods, we're going to go over, the first god is Ares, decrease self-slow from 50 to 30, this is really good. Right now, in high elo especially, when Ares tries to ult people and he ults multiple members of the same team, instead of everyone beadsing or using their CC immunity, what you do is, hey, an Ares just ulted all 5 of us, let's all 5 of us just hit him and kill him before he can do anything. So and as Ares, you're super slow in your ult, and you're like in the air, so everyone just pegs you and you die. Now, with Ares, you're not as slow, so you're not just going to get pegged to death instantly when you ult. Disco right now is really strong because her damage is good, her CC is good, and her passive is broken. And they buffed her apple, so I think this buff is bad. I think Disco's already one of the better, if not one of the better mages. So buffing her is kind of monka. It's not like a damage buff or anything, but making her apple easier to hit. Her apple was the hardest thing in her kit to hit, so making it easier to hit makes her even easier than what she was. Because she is a relatively easy mage, and she's already doing good. So I don't see the point in buffing her. This seems like an unneeded buff. Horus buff. This Horus buff right here is really good and really amazing. I know it seems like a lot, because 35 to 135, that's a 100% increase. But because of diminishing returns on movement speed, this isn't as bad as you may think. It's still a good buff, but it's not like an insane buff. So this just allows Horus to use his ult better. I like that. Good shit. This buff is kind of brain dead. Fracture's already such a good ability, and you're building max cooldown on this guy anyway, so it's already on a low cooldown. So taking 2 seconds off is kind of AIDS, because this ability does so much. It's a dash for Horus and a stun and prot shred. If you hit a carry with this, they're usually going to die. And now you have it up more often. I hate this. So this, and I don't even think Horus was in a bad spot. He wasn't top of the line, but he was definitely good. So this buff is bad and unneeded. This buff is welcome. I like this. I hate all of this. Don't buff Kuzenbo. Why are we buffing Kuzenbo? Kuzenbo is one of those characters where if he's good, he is the most frustrating god to play against. He is a tank who encourages you not to hit him. When Kuzenbo goes on you, all you can do is let him go on you. You can't hit him back because you're going to kill yourself. And they made him better. This change is insane. 20 extra seconds on Water Bowl? That's fucking crazy. This change, I think, isn't as good as people think. So right now, you can throw a Nene Kappa and have it out, and then you throw another one, and as soon as that another one spawns, the first one dies. Now you can have multiple. I think this is going to be really good early. Late game, I don't know if this is going to be as good. Hey, in game mode of the day, with 80% CDR, you can probably spam like 9 Nene Kappas. That's sick. This is dumb. Now Kuzenbo can just turn you even harder and literally 180 you into his team. That's just stupid. I don't think they should ever buff fucking Kuzenbo, because he's not as like toxic as Loki, but he's a pretty fucking toxic character in Smite. I hate when they buff Kuzenbo, because it's the equivalent of buffing Loki. You're buffing a god that's not fun to play against or play. Like, it's just a bad, like, everyone that has Kuzenbo in their lobby hates it, except for the Kuzenbo player. If Kuzenbo's on your team, he's ulting people or pushing people out of your CDs. If Kuzenbo's on your team, you can't fight him because he just reflects all your damage. He's such an AIDS character, and they're buffing him. I hate this. And it was a fucking Olympian idea. Oh my, I hate the Olympians. Oh, you bastards. Mulan. Mulan's kit is actually pretty decent, but her 3 is clunky, and her ult sucks. So, they buffed her 3 and her ult. They made her the speed of her 3, increased speed of the rollout hit area on her 3, so they just made her 3 faster, which is good. And they gave her alt protection, something I said that they need to do when she came out. I don't know, when she came out and I was watching patch notes, that was my first thing I said, is they need to make her alt have protections on it. Because right now, when you ult as Mulan, you're literally a sitting duck. You have to stand still for like, what, 30 seconds? Not 30 seconds, but you stand still for like 3 seconds straight. So, having Anubis on the enemy team, he can 3-1 you. Kakal can throw tornadoes on you. You're just a sitting duck for 3 seconds, and you lose all your HP because of it. Really, I don't know how I feel about this Ra buff. So, they added a component to Ra's heal. Now, people in Ra's heal get physical and magical power. So this means you can throw your heal on yourself to increase your own power. This is a really good buff. I don't think it makes Ra any better than what he is. He's still just like a ranked god. He's never really going to be... He's not that good in comp. I think this just makes him a better ranked god. Now you can aggro throw your heal into a fight, and your like frontline or your assassin that's diving gets a bunch of bonus damage, which I think is really nice. You can throw your heal on yourself before going for a snipe, which is really good. So I think this is a fine buff, but I don't think it changes too much. This Scylla change is sick, though. So now what they did is, if you get CC'd as Scylla, you can't pop Crush. If you die on Scylla, you can't pop Crush as well, obviously. They made it to where now, if you're dead or CC'd, you can still pop Crush. So you can get that last bit of damage off while you're CC'd. So say you throw your Crush at your feet, and then you get dove by an assassin who's about to one-shot you. And now you can pop your Crush and, try and one-shot them back, even if you're being CC'd. I think the real buff they need to do with Scylla's Crush is they need to make Scylla's Crush poppable during her ult. So if you guys don't know, if you throw Scylla's Crush down and you activate your ultimate, I'm a monster, and you're in your ult, your Crush is fine. You can still pop it. But once you left click and I'm a monster and you start doing the animation of your ult going up and then down, you can't pop your Crush during that. And that's where Crush is frustrating. I think if they really want this, if they want to actually buff her, like of course this is a buff, but if they want like an actual better buff and a buff that makes her feel a lot better, is they need to make Crush poppable during the animation of your ult. Because right now, say someone gets Naja ulted at full HP, you need to put your Crush down and your ult down. Then they'd land, and you'd want to ult them, and then since you can't pop your Crush while you're ulting, they'd get hit by your ult, and then you can Crush, and then the Crush would get the kill. Where if you change it up and allowed you to pop the Crush while ulting, they can land, you can pop your Crush in your ult, so your Crush would go off first, and then your ult would get the kill, and then you get the reset, It would just make Scylla feel so much better. So I think this buff is really good and fine. I just wish they added on the ult mechanic as well. Now we're going to go over the fucking sick shit, Baba Yaga. Alright? This god, cool as fuck. I don't think she's going to be very good in comp at all. I don't think competitively she's very good. But just to play, she looks like so much fun. So Baba Yaga's passive is the Creeping Cabin. Whenever Baba Yaga moves, she has a cabin that follows her around the map. As the cabin walks around the map, it collects essence. If there are enemies near the cabin as well, it'll also collect essence from them as long as they're near them. If too many enemies get near the cabin, it'll start running away in fear. But the cabin will generally follow you around the map. What the cabin does with the essence it collects is when it gets near you, if you are low on HP or if you have any damage to you, it'll use the essence to heal you. It'll keep going until you are fully healed or until it runs out of essence. But if you have a stacking item, any stacking item in the game, instead of healing you, what the cabin does is it gives you stacks. And it's not a little bit of stacks. This shit actually gives you a lot of fucking stacks. So stacking on her is going to be amazing because her cabin is always freely stacking items for you. That's awesome. So the cabin's basically a walking heal / item stacker. So really cool. Also, we can't test it out because, PTS isn't live, but when they showed it on the patch notes, it looks like the cabin could body block. I don't know if this means the cabin can block autos or abilities, but it just looked like it could body block. I'm really wondering if you can, Medusa acid spray or, Hoyu ricochet off it. I really want to know. What's her name? Fucking Baba Yaga's first ability is Wild Witchcraft. Baba Yaga throws out a damage in front of her, but the damage is random. It can have 3 different shapes, or it can have, 4 different shapes technically, and 4 different effects. The effects and the shape are only known by Baba Yaga, and you will not know until she throws it out. And it isn't in a certain order or anything. It is completely random. So you could get the same shape 3 times in a row, the same effect 3 times in a row. It's completely random, but Baba Yaga is always going to know what her next ability is like, but you won't. So she has an L that shoots to the left, an L that shoots to the right, an oval, and a Y. Those are her shapes. These shapes do damage and leave a trail. The trail can either be a protection trail, a movement speed trail, a slow trail, and then a silence trail, I believe. I don't know, the silence isn't written here, but oh yeah, silence. Here you go, silencing enemies. So it can be any one of those 4 shapes I listed, and then any one of those 4 shapes could have any one of these 4 effects. So it could have a left L movement speed, left L slow, left L silence, left L prots. You could have a right L, all of them listed above. You could have a Y, all of those listed above. An oval, all of those listed above. Listed below, sorry, I guess. But like, yeah, it's a really cool ability. I don't know how applicable it is, but it looked really cool to use. Oh my god. And it's just so cool that no one knows what's it gonna be except Baba Yaga. Can you imagine just chilling in your wave and you think, all right, I'm safe here, and she just randomly throws something at you and you had no idea was coming? It sounds AIDS but fun at the same time. Her next ability is Baba's Brew. Baba Yaga gets a brew that has 3 different ingredients, and she randomly selects a variation of 5 ingredients from those 3 to create a potion that hits you. The potion does damage, and the more you level it up, the more ingredients you get. What these ingredients do is there are 3 different ingredients. There's a red one, a blue one, and a green one. The more red ingredients you have in your potion, the more damage it'll do. The more blue ingredients you have, the more slow the potion will do. Like when you throw it at someone. The more green you have, with the people hit by it, the more their damage gets reduced. Excuse me, sorry, my throat's kind of dying. And also, if you get a potion that you say you're chasing someone down, and you get a potion that's a damage potion. A damage potion is really good, but you don't want it right now because, you know, you're chasing someone. You don't want to like hit, you want to slow them down. You can reactivate this to put the potion in your consumable slot, and then you can cast another potion and hope you get a slow potion. So you can trade out the potion. So say I have 1 potion in my hand, ready to throw it, and 1 in my consumable slot. I can switch them around, and then I can switch them around again as much as I want. So technically you can have 2 casts of this out at once. So you can throw, activate your consumable slot, and throw again. Of course this means if you back, you could only get like 1 ward because something's in your consumable slot, but you know, that's fine. But remember, you can either get a really good slow potion, a really good damage potion, a really good damage reduction potion, or a little bit of everything. Her next ability is Blast Off. Baba Yaga gets into her cauldron, gaining a movement speed for a short duration. Then she explodes in a circle, doing damage, and launching herself forward. This is her escape ability. Also, when she is in the cauldron, she gains damage reduction up to 35%, which is pretty high. That's pretty fucking sick. This is her escape ability. Remember, she gets damage reduction, but she's not CC immune, so if you cripple her, stun her, mez her, it'll cancel it. The only thing she's immune to is knockbacks. Any other type of CC will stop her from using her escape. Her ultimate is Home Sweet Home. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my throat is just killing me right now. Baba Yaga calls your cabin to her, and she basically becomes her cabin. So when you walk around, you are your cabin. You still take damage like normal. You are CC immune, but you take normal damage, and you gain a shield when you become the cabin. But remember, you are still a normal, squishy mage Baba Yaga. You can still get one shot. While in your cabin, you gain 4 projectiles that you can throw. When you throw them, they do landing damage, then they do burst damage, and then they do burn damage as well. These projectiles, you throw them at someone, they're like, imagine Freya ult bombs plus Vulcan meatballs at the same time without the knockup. So you throw a Freya ult down that leaves like a fiery circle on the ground, and this fiery circle will hit someone, do damage, and if they start moving or running away, the fiery circle will follow them. You get 4 of these shots till your ult runs out and it kicks you out of your house. Also, if you stay in your ult for like 4 seconds or like 5 seconds, I believe, it also kicks you out. So that's her ult. And that's her kit. Once again, I don't think she's going to be very good and competitive. I think her comp is going to be pretty ass. Just because, like, you know, this is RNG. This is RNG. And, like, this doesn't seem that good in comp. And then this is fine. But for a casual god, this god looks like so much fun. And I recommend you guys play the shit out of her. She looks like she's going to be fun as fuck.